Condemning teens to life in prison is unfair, cruel, and extremely wasteful. A moral society must not engage in it. On one hand, there are forward-looking arguments for punishment, while on the other, there are backward-looking explanations. So in this video, we are going to discuss top 3 teens in court reacting to life sentences. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 3. Martice Fuller. Martice Fuller was sentenced by Kenosha County Judge Mary K. Wagner on Friday, May 19. "You are a very dangerous and damaged human being," Judge Wagner said sternly Friday afternoon. Fuller was found guilty by a jury in March of shooting and killing 15-year-old Kaylee Juga and wounding her mother, Stephanie Juga. Wagner sentenced Fuller to life in prison without the opportunity for supervised release for Juga's murder. The sentences for attempted murder and burglary are to be served concurrently to one another, consecutive to the life term. Prosecutors said Fuller blamed Kaylee and her mother for his expulsion from school and removal from the football team. They said Fuller, 15 years old at the time, plotted to get a gun and ammunition from a friend and had a relative dispose of a gun the state crime lab said matched the one used in the shooting. The mother and daughter were upstairs in their home on the afternoon of May 9, 2019, shortly after returning home from school. The family was preparing to go on a camping trip when Fuller snuck in through the open garage. Prosecutors had pointed to Fuller's intimate knowledge of the home and Kaylee's daily schedule and had that he cased the home prior to the shooting. Kaylee was shot 5 times and died at the scene. Stephanie Juga identified Fuller as the person she came face-to-face with on the second floor of her home and was later shot as she tried to hide. Juga later found Kaylee, unresponsive, on her bedroom floor. Number 2. Marcel Brooks. Marcel Brooks was sentenced Friday to 15 years behind bars with 5 years post-release supervision. He pleaded guilty in June to first-degree assault for shaking Devin Grabowski in October. Brooks was the boyfriend of Grabowski's aunt and was convicted of second-degree assault in a similar incident in 2010. Grabowski was 22 months old, and his family initially didn't think Grabowski would survive after Brooks hurt him. "You see him. He's fighting and fighting and fighting so he can stand up on his own and do things with his left hand," his grandmother, Denise Grabowski, said. Brooks was defiant, smiling, and winking in the courtroom on Friday. Erie County District Attorney John Flynn says he's glad Brooks will be locked up for 15 years with no chance to appeal. He believes this case is a cautionary tale for families who need to leave children in the care of others. Not only was this boyfriend not qualified, not prepared, or competent to watch a kid because he shook the baby up, Flynn said, but he's a career criminal who had a prior shaken baby case, and that's unconscionable. Devin's loved ones are happy for some measure of justice and closure as he battles to have a normal life. When you go to a place where Marcel is going when people find out what you're there for when you harm an innocent little child, you're taking your own life in your own hands, Denise said of Brooks's prison sentence. Devin's family says doctors aren't sure if he'll ever regain full motor function, but he is improving with the help of therapy. "Clearly, all can do is go up from here," said Devin's father, Jeffrey, "and hope and pray to God that he makes a full recovery."
I'm withdrawing my plea of guilty to not guilty, and I'm withdrawing my plea to appeal. I'm withdrawing my plea to appeal.
Number 1. Conrad Schaffer. Nearly 3 years after a 15-year-old and his friend terrorized Osceola County with rants that left 2 innocent bystanders. Conrad Schaffer was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison because Schaffer was a juvenile at the time of the case. He is entitled to have his sentence reviewed in 25 years when it could be shortened. Conrad Schaffer apologized to the families in court after hearing how the 2 students ripped their lives apart. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.